Hi guys, it's April and I garden down in southeast Nebraska, zone 5B, and today I am starting tomatoes. I am so excited about this. I have been waiting to do this, well, since the beginning of the year, since I started seeds. I have 2 trays of 32 2.5-inch pots. I think I have 62 different varieties of tomatoes I want to start today. The last 2 cells I figured I'd use for my ground cherries because there's going to be some interesting things happening in my garden this year and I can't necessarily rely on my volunteer ground cherries. So I want to start a few indoors just in case. But I have all of these that are going to be a thing today. So we should probably just get started, maybe? So the first group of tomatoes I'm going to start with is my light slicer tomatoes. So this is my oranges, my yellows, my whites, those kind of tomatoes. I am going to be doing all of my tomatoes the same way I did my peppers. So I've got my handy dandy little mascara wand where I'm gonna put a hole maybe about that far down into the soil and then put the seeds in and cover them up. For seed packets that I've had that aren't new this year, I'm gonna plant 3 seeds. For the brand new seed packets, I'm gonna do 2, just in case. But for my light slicers, oh goodness, let's see if I can get them all out. So I have the Your Majesty tomato, the White Beauty or Snowball, Kellogg's Breakfast, Dad's Sunset, Hillbilly, Mr. Stripey, Nebraska Wedding, Sart Rosalie, Pineapple, White Tomasol, I'm gonna skip this one, Striped German, Big Rainbow, Ananas Noir, this is also known as the black pineapple, I believe. Dr. Witchy's Yellow, Vintage Wine, Huerocacua, I hope I said that right, Berkeley Tie-Dye Green, Gold Medal, Pork Chop, Solar Flare, and then Thorburns Terracotta. Those last couple of tomatoes are the new ones that I'm doing this year. I didn't go too into depth into each of the tomatoes and why I'm growing them because that would just get ridiculously long in this video. But it's safe to say that I really love variegated tomatoes. There's something about seeing those grow. And so I'm always drawn to them and they tend to have a flavor I enjoy as well. I also really like the lighter tomatoes because they have a sweeter flavor to me. So I enjoy in the first part of the season those white tomatoes because they're just so sweet and perfect for sandwiches. I love them. And then you start to get into like the pineapple and the black pineapple and they're just, I love them. Eventually at some point in my life, I might, end up paring this down, but for now, this is what we got. So I'm going to make tags for each and every one of these, and then I am going to plant them up, and we'll move on to the next one. Next, we have all of the dark slicers. So here, if I can get it open, we've got mostly those blacks, the blues, and the purple style of tomatoes. I'm not a big red tomato person. I will do it for my paste tomatoes, but that's pretty much it. I've kind of come to the conclusion that I like the varying flavors of all the other colors compared to the red tomato. So I've got the Paul Robeson, the chestnut chocolate. This is the black crim. Got the blue beauty. This is a steakhouse hybrid, so this is the only one that kind of breaks that mold. I got this last year. It didn't produce, so I'm trying it again this year. This is supposed to do like up to 3-pound tomato, and that's the only reason I've kept it in my stock to this point, just because I want to see a 3-pound tomato. And then I've got the Black Beauty, the Cherokee Purple, Black from Tula, Berkeley Tie-Dye Pink, Cherokee Carbon, Pink Jazz, and Purple Rain. I am gonna do the exact same thing I just did, but this time with the dark slicers. When I finish the tray that I'm currently working on, I'm gonna put a humidity dome on it and put it onto a heat mat immediately, just so that I don't have to think about it later and I have more workspace on this table. Just giving you a heads up on that. So now we have the Roma style tomatoes. This is, of course, a little bit smaller of a group. I think my light slicers was the biggest group I had. But here we've got the Midnight Roma tomato. I'm really excited about this one. We've got this Korean long, Pink Fang, Buratino, Striped Roma, and then your San Marzano and your standard Roma. I don't think I have anything else really to say about this one, just the fact that I like to try the different style of these Romas just to see which one gives me a deeper flavor. But I always, when I'm making my sauce, I don't just use Roma tomatoes. I end up using a mixture of whatever I have on hand, but these, I like trying things out. Next up is the snackers. So this is anything from cherry to grape, sometimes small plum, something that would go good in salads, or something smaller that doesn't make sense if you want like a big tomato sandwich. So this one's a little bit bigger again, but we've got the Clackamas Blueberry, Dancing with Smurfs, Orange Peach. This is a mix that I'm actually not going to do, mainly because I have each of the individual types in that mix that I want to do. This is the Midnight Snack, Gumdrop Black, Chocolate Sprinkles, Queen of the Night, Indigo Blue Chocolate, Tigerilla, Wapsikinacon Peach, sorry, Bosque Blue Bumblebee, Purple Bumblebee, Speckled Roman, Green Tiger, which is one of those that is in this Cherry Roma mix, Pink Tiger, which is another one in that mix, and the Blushed, which is the last one in that mix. And apparently I have double packets. I might have, I think one of these, yeah, one of these is open, so we won't use that one. Then we've got the Pink Bumblebee, the Sunrise Bumblebee, Brad's Atomic Grape, which I didn't get any last year and I'm really hoping to get some this year, Black Strawberry, Chocolate Cherry, and then Cherry Black. Fun news, I emptied this packet of the orange peach, so I have to decide if I want to reorder this for next year or not. So I'm gonna leave it in a place that I remember to mark it in my spreadsheet that I need to keep an eye on this and possibly reorder it. But that means we are almost done. I have 2 cells left, so I'm going to do my ground cherries. I've got 2 different varieties. I've got the Aunt Molly's, which is new to me this year. And I've always just done the Goldie Husk Cherry, which of course is a ground cherry, but Johnny's. So these are the 2 that I am going to do in those last 2 cells. So both of those trays are now on heat mats. I will check them every day to see what is sprouting, and if they are sprouting, I will move them over here under this light with this tray. And then as that fills up, I will probably move the lettuce to a different spot and then add another tray up there to put the tomatoes in. They'll probably take about a week to start sprouting. One of my heat mats is older, so I don't know if it's conducting heat like it should. So I might have to kind of rotate things around so that things sprout, but I think that'll work for now. I guess I could take you on a quick tour of where everything is at in my grow setup right now. All of my peppers, except for one, have sprouted. I don't know if that last one is ever going to, because at this point it's been over 2 weeks and I'm just not seeing any signs of life in there, and that's okay. I planted that many knowing that nature might decide what I actually get to grow this year and what I don't. And that's kind of the way I'm dealing with all of these tomatoes as well. I don't technically have enough space to plant all of these tomatoes, but through trial and error, I have learned that I don't always keep everything alive to the point I can take it outside. So I'm hedging my bets. I'm planting more than I'll be able to. And if I do have extra, then I can just gift it to friends and family, depending on what they would like to grow this year. That's my thought process, at least. But enough of my babble, let's go look at the seedlings. I think it only makes sense to start at my oldest seedlings, and that would be the lettuce. As you can see, there is not much change. Yeah. But these onions, I did go through at one point and fill in all of the empty cells with a onion plant from the bunching that I planted. So I think every cell is full. Still figuring out these pots. The celery is looking pretty good as well. I didn't fill these in because honestly I don't need quite this amount of celery, and I have started fertilizing these guys, but some of these have got so many celery plants in a tiny space. I should probably go through and start thinning them out, which is hard to do, but I think they're competing for resources, so I kind of need to. But that is all that is over on this shelf of the grow setup. I will take you to the other side. So over here we have my bunching onions set up. As you can see, they're doing pretty well. And then I've got these little baby celery. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but here they are. This tray is doing pretty good, I would say. I have cut them back maybe twice now. And here are my pepper babies. Here's a quick view. So on this side, we have all of the sweet peppers. I might have to make some choices. I did struggle a little bit with my Lesia. It kept on getting stuck inside the seed pod. I managed to not decapitate one of them when I was trying to help. Oops. And then we have the hot peppers, which, if you can see right there, I'm starting to get some true leaves, which is exciting. And then up here we have this one. That's the foxglove. Hollyhock is in the back. This is the thyme that I planted in a short. I believe this is the Agastache, which means that's the Sweet William. And this is the pepper, who doesn't really want to do anything. I don't have room on the heat mat for it anymore because of starting the tomatoes. So I put it under the lights, hoping the heat from the lights would help, and then it's got its own little humidity dome. But honestly, I don't think anything's gonna happen. So that is where all of my seedlings are at right now. Planting up all of those tomatoes, I believe, took me about 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna go get some lunch because I am hungry, and then I'm going to edit this video and get it out to you guys because that's what I'm filming for. Otherwise, I think my seed starting indoors is starting to wind down. I have a few things like my herbs such as basil and cilantro that I still want to get started, but otherwise we are really close to starting spring planting and getting everything outside, even though there is snow on the ground right now. It's gonna happen. Summer is coming, spring is coming. This is what we're doing this for. If you want to follow my journey as I am doing this garden, I've got some extra surprises that are coming in this year that I just learned about yesterday that I'm excited to share with you guys, but I still need to get some more information about that first. But if you want to follow me on my journey, subscribe down below, hit the bell, do all the things to get all of the notifications. And I do have an Instagram account where I sometimes keep things more up to date. Hey, you are not allowed, let it go. Life with cats. As I was saying, I have an Instagram account if you want to keep up more regularly with what is going on. I do reels and stories and post a little bit more regularly over there instead of these long format videos over here on YouTube. So I would love if you could hang out with me over there as well. Like I said, I am going to go get lunch. I hope to see you guys again in another video, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.